Hello everyone and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, Mono Black Discard. So I wanted to try out the discard sort of style of gameplay in the standard metagame to see whether or not it can work, and the best card to put in that deck, I believe, is the Painful Quandary. Basically, whenever an opponent casts a spell, the player loses 5 life unless they discard a card. And if we keep them from discarding cards, well, not from, we keep them discarding cards, then they're not really going to have any more cards to pay to the Painful Quandary, and that means 4 spells and they're dead, assuming that they're at 4 life, which that does kind of help with the clock. But we also have a lot of cards that also can add to that clock, add to the killing of our opponent. Cards like Sheoldred, which will definitely kill them if they try to draw cards too much. Cards like Graveyard Trespasser, which we can kind of eat creatures from the graveyard and kill them that way. Things like Lord Skitters can also do that. Underdog can blitz in for that damage. And so usually we're trying to just kill our opponent with slow discard synergy, but while keeping them down from their hand from having any cards that are impactful. So that's kind of how the whole deck list goes. Now let's look at the entire deck list itself. In the early game we have 3 cut down, only 3, 2 Dread Fugue, which I'm still debating on whether or not this is better than the rest in the current metagame, because there's a lot of aggro creatures where Dread Fugue can hit and the rest cannot. We also have 4 Hopeless Nightmare as a strict discard, just, discard a card, lose 2 life. And then we have 4 Hopeless Nightmare, of course, and then 2 March for kill a creature or planeswalker and then gain life. So that it's kind of it gets double that effect. If our opponent's burning us, we can gain life out of that. If our opponent has a planeswalker we need to kill, we can kill it with March. So that's kind of the idea. That's why in the deck we have no Sheoldred's Edict, right? This is our 1-drop, but not really 1-drop in March. This is more of an X-drop. And then we have 3 Go for the Throw, 2 Tenacious Underdog, and 4 Virus Beetle. So discard creature, discard ETB creature, kill spell, and card draw, all in one, set of 2 drops. Then in the 3-drop, we got 2 Graveyard Trespasser and 2 Lord Skitters. I'm very indecisive about which one of these 2 cards you should put in your deck. Graveyard Trespasser is always my favorite 3-drop in black to go to. I think it is even better than Liliana in a lot of situations because, one, you don't care that much if it gets countered, whereas in your Liliana, it's kind of your endgame idea, right? But with Graveyard Trespasser, it's great to land on board. If it gets removed, it's just another creature. You don't feel that bad about it. It wasn't your endgame, but it definitely can push the envelope against any opponent because they can't just let it go. It's a 3/3 that turned into a 4/4, which puts them into a very fast clock. And then the Lord Skitters, well, that makes rats. Rats are additional creatures, not a singular creature, that starts forcing a board wipe, which is kind of good too. So I put 2 of each to see which one is more impactful. You gotta remember, Lord Skitter's legendary, you can't have more than 1. And then we have 3 Liliana, of course, the actual best 3-drop in the game. Liliana is just so broken. It pushes the envelope against control opponents because they gotta discard cards. It sacrifices creatures against tempo-heavy opponent because you make them sack their creature, and you still have your planeswalker, and then it scares them with the -6. The -6 isn't actually that crazy good. It's good, don't get me wrong, but it's not that crazy good, and I've come back from -6. I've seen people come back from -6, and it's just that psychology aspect of that -6 is what gets a lot of opponents to make mistakes. Then in the 4-drop, of course, we got our Sheoldred. Mama Sheoldred, 4-drop, 4/5. Death Touch, gain life, draw cards, all that goodness. Or, not draw cards, but gain life when you draw a card, and want to lose life when they draw a card. All that goodness, all in one package. But I've seen a lot of red now just teching in the deal 5 damage to a creature. So you don't want to have to just rely on Sheoldred, which is why I have March Wretched Sorrow in the deck. And then Sheoldred also can be brought out by Beseech the Mirror, which I'll talk a little bit about later. We also have 2 of the End. The End is kind of a tricky card to play. I think it's a good card, but it still hasn't found its place in the metagame yet. It will. I definitely think with the 3-year rotation nowadays, the End will definitely have its place. Then we have 2 Beseech the Mirror. We have 2 Painful Quandary. Things I've kind of talked a little bit about. Oh, this I talked about in the beginning. This I talk about in every game, every video that I include Beseech the Mirror. I think it's a good card, but it still hasn't found its home yet. A lot of decks tries to run it, and not any deck has really just really hit it off with Beseech the Mirror. Beseech the Mirror is a great card because it's a Diabolic Tutor that gives you a free cast. Imagine that it's a Demonic Tutor that searches for any card that costs 4 or less, and then you can pay 2 to play it. That would be crazy, right? So that's kind of how this card is in standard. So that's a good card. And then of course we got Painful Quandary in March. And then I have 24 lands. I have 19 Swamps, 1 Takenuma, 1 Blast Zone against Mono Red, 1 Field of Ruins, or in this case the Demolition Field against, you know, a man land. And then we have 2 Mirrex to kind of out-tempo our control counterspell heavy opponents. I only have 1 Demolition Field. Sometimes I would have more, but in this deck where we have a lot of kill spells, this just 1 might be good enough. That's the whole deck list. Let's go and try it out. Alright, let's go to Standard Ranked, and we're going to try some Mono Black Discard. It's a very toxic deck, even though we don't have any card toxic in there, but it is one of the deck archetype that most opponents hate, and we're going to see if we can tilt them. But chances are I'm going to be the one who's tilted, because I'm going to get all lands and no card, or all cards and no land. You go first. Oh wow, that's new. All right, 2 lands. Keep. We're probably not gonna get a 3rd land. Let's not start off with that kind of mentality, right? We'll be good. Look at that. Hopeful Initiate. Turn 1. You got it. Do I beetle him? He might Thalia me, right? How much do I care about Thalia him? I gotta think this through. Alright, we're a discard deck, so we'll beetle him. There's that Thalia. Attacks. No block. And we missed the land drop, of course. So we'll just pass turn and let it flip, see what he does. But what I'm planning on doing is March, discarding Dread Fugue. So that would be March for 1 on Thalia. Then we can cut down the Hopeful Initiate. That's probably the play. But if that's the case, should I March for 1 right now to prevent a protection spell? Nah. Gotta put a stop on his combat phase in case he wants to jump into combat first. Alright, see? Pay X for 1, exiling Dread Fugue. Kill your Thalia. And we'll cut this down. There you go. Now you can name my Go for the Throw Graveyard Trespasser or whatever have you. Maybe I'll name Sheoldred. I have 2 lands, so it's not gonna matter too much. 2 landers, 24 lands in the deck. We don't have a Boarwife or anything, but we have a lot of removal in the deck. He's got to name Go for the Throw, right? That would be only smart play. Unfortunately for us, we don't get them lands, so... Discard card. He does get dumb lands on his side, so I just kind of have to sit here. Go for the Throw is great, but it's not going to help us when we can't go for anyone's throw with 2 lands. Adversary, even better for him. Much worse for us. That's a 4/4 attacker with Vigilance. That's a 5-turn clock for us. No blocks, of course. Well, I guess we can try that. Nope. Alright, we drew more Virus Beetle than lands. So that's something to get salty about. He's not going to turn his Intrepid Adversary, right? That would be dumb. He's going to turn his Mishra's Foundry. Wow, okay. So that's going to kill that. And we'll take 7. We'll take 7. Why would he do that? That is not a smart play. Why? Some opponents, right? They still win no matter what. It's just, you don't have to be good when you can just do that. We don't even have anything to bargain for. Alright, if he only draws lands, we might have a chance. That's not a land. Alright, that's GG. That is a Brutal Cathar. We're gonna not top deck a land after 13 cards. Oh, I guess I was wrong. Another Brutal Cathar? He can't target my Graveyard Trespasser. So if it's another Brutal Cathar... No attacks? That can't be right. Alright, discard your only card, I guess. That is a Brutal Cathar. That's interesting. I can now play anything and see what he wants to do. Or I can attack. If I attack, I die to the backswing, right? I remove 2 creatures. So I'll go to 9. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 on board. If there's no pump, I don't die. But then I don't have anything else I can do. Whereas then if I block... I guess I'll try to block. Yeah? Drawing a 3rd land here plays 1 spell. I need to play a little bit more than just 1 spell to win. Maybe he's holding back to get 2 spells, but he can't target a Graveyard Trespasser. So I don't know. He's got to attack at some point. Nope. It's just a land. And this is just a cut down. A cut down can take the Mishra's Foundry, so it's something to consider. Another land. It's got no place, which means I can sack the Nightmare to to finally scry. Oh boy, this is gonna be top 2 cards, not lands. Not lands on either of these top 2 cards. That's hilarious. Do I want to keep this? Lure Skitters. What can I do with Lure Skitters? Not much, right? It's not like I can attack with Lure Skitters. So, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Land number 4! Oh boy, it's about to happen. Alright, what can he do? He cannot draw a Brutal Cathar to kill me. So, Sheoldred will land. And now, do I attack with the Glutton? No. This ward is keeping him from doing things. And he can't play 2 spells, so Sheoldred will put him on the clock. And then I have Go Over the Throat live for whenever I need it to. Alright, everything's coming up Lenny. Please don't come up Carl. Actually, Carl's cool. Just don't come up Homer. Cute Fox. 2 Foundry. Interesting. Does he want to turn the Foundry live? He can't kill me with the Foundry, so... Let's see if you want to turn the Foundry live. Alright, what can he do? The Moon Rager Brute can't block. The Anointed Peacekeeper can block with the Foundry. Would he want to do that, though? Eat your Brutal Cathar. Eat your Recruitment Officer. Nom 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 nom. This is only attacking. Target attacking Assembly Worker, not target blocking Assembly Worker. Turns the Mishra Foundry live. He's about to get caught and quit. I always accidentally click this instead of pass turn, or instead of pass priority, and that gets me every time. Is he gonna triple block? That would be an interesting play. Double block. Got one of them now. clicked it there. Even though I could have killed it in turn, it would be the same thing. Copper Coat. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's not a soldier, though. Okay, do I want to kill the Moonrager Brute? I don't think so. Maybe he'll try to kill my Sheoldred. Right? He'll throw everything at Sheoldred to try to get Sheoldred killed. Or will he try to throw everything at the Graveyard Glutton to get the Glutton killed? I have a go for the throw, like, face up, so I don't think that matters too much. Not attacking with the... Actually, let me attack with the Glutton. See if he does that. That would be a huge mistake, but he might do it. Okay. Oh, yeah. Initiate. Because he's playing his creatures out every turn, which means that he cannot play 2 creatures a turn. Or he cannot play 2 spells a turn that way. And that's a mistake. It's a painful mistake. Single block? Does he know how this works? Okay. And then quits. Yep, there you go. Alright, we play on 2 lands for like 17 turns. Still a bit of... It's how good I am at Magic. I'm just so amazing. Waiting for the server. I was ready to quit there. I was ready to leave after not drawing the 3rd land for 15 turns, but sometimes you gotta play it out, you know? Now we're playing against Wolfblood. This guy can't spell Wolf or Blood. Let's see if he can go first. No, he can't. Let's see if he can stop me from drawing a 3rd land. So far, Arena's been pretty good at stopping me from drawing a 3rd land. Hey, at least the other guy was nice, right? He said hi to me. Not many people say hi. Sometimes they just go with the hello because they are mono-red degenerate players. Alright, Marsh. They are a different kind of degenerate player. Degenerate nevertheless, because they're going to stop us from drawing land number 4. Or land number 3. Most of the deck turns live on 3 lands. Sometimes it takes 4 lands. Exile, wow. Do I want to play this out? It's going to be a counterspell heavy deck. We got nothing. Okay, one more turn. If I don't draw a land next turn, that's it. I'm out. It's probably not going to play anything. Yep. Alright, let's see if you counter the Sewer King. It's not even full of counters. No. It's going to try to poison me. You monster. Does he have a big creature? Drown. Okay. It's pretty good. I guess that's why he didn't care about my creatures being on board. Sheoldred time? Sheoldred gets countered. Sheoldred gets go for the throw. Find the ending. Or bring the ending. Opponent has all the cards. That's definitely for sure. And even an Augury. I never get this kind of a hand whenever I played the Mire Toxic deck, so good for him. Now we're actually toxic out, so I'm not sure what we can do here. Let's go for the attack first. He has a card draw play, probably. Reject Imperfection, even. Alright. Opponent has all of it. That's because we missed turn 3. That's a big deal. And then you get a lot of card draw on a turn that I couldn't play Sheoldred. We already have 5 poison too, so it's not looking good. Six poison. We're 4 away from dead. Probably dead. All those life gains means nothing when we're poisoned. So, yeah, I can't deal with that. Is there anything we can do to burst him though? No, maybe a Painful Quandary, but they can just discard. Vraska even. Oh boy.
Phyrexian life will rise from your corpse state.
Okay, do we want to DN the Voidwind Hybrid? Do we want to DN Vraska though? Every time we proliferate, it brings it back. And DN can get rid of everything. Oh, how many proliferate will be in his hand though? You draw a card, lose 1 life, and proliferate. I definitely don't want him to keep drawing, so... Well, that was a bad decision. Let's see what is in his hand. Augury? Okay, that's proliferate. Get rid of that. At least I know his hand is full of dead cards. Unless he draws a counterspell. He does get 2 draw out of it, and this draw is a very good draw. We're going to 7. Card draw. He's holding up a counterspell? Interesting. I mean, gotta play it. There's the counterspell. Opponent's got everything, and we have nothing. Unless those are all lands, which isn't very likely, but at least he's drawing cards. Instead of playing tempo-heavy cards. 2 more draws? Jeez, alright. At least he has no more Vraska, right? So, I don't know how he deals with Sheoldred. No stick? That's music to my ears. Bargain. Wouldn't Quandary get him killed though? Wouldn't Graveyard Trespasser get him killed? How good is a Trespasser versus... I mean, I know I still have 1 more Sheoldred, right? I have 1 more Sheoldred. I think it's always right to get Sheoldred in most of the cases. But Graveyard Trespasser can get him down to 7, and then if he can target it, then I can't do anything about it. So, Sheoldred it is. It's definitely not the most impactful play. Oh, there it is. GG. We're gonna be at 8, and we can't tempo him out fast enough. Missing turn 3 hurts a lot. And if we are fighting anything other than a poison deck, we can definitely outgain it, but we're not. I also thought about taking out the Painful Quandary, but he has a lot of cards to discard, so he basically can play 2 spell, discard 2 cards, get us to 10 toxic, without even worrying about life. Just in time ROA. Okay. Also, Painful Quandary doesn't come out. It just goes in our hand. We don't get to go first anymore, now that we get 4 lands, so let's hope that this hand can work. This is a pretty good hand, though. We got turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 play. It's just none of those are removal, so... Uh-oh. Okay. Yeah. You know Arena's going to put you up against a mono red deck when none of your cards are removal. Discard your card. I should have known that, you know, looking at the Squee, looking at that dumb avatar, he is not going to play a good deck. Rona? Sheldon. Okay, we got a cut down. Do we just take next turn off and cut things down? Guess we have to. Squee, of course. That's why you had to take the turn off. Opponent goes first with Squee. Typical Magic game we have. March. Hey, March is pretty good. So we might just get rid of the Beetle. Or maybe do we get rid of Underdog? That is a good question. Maybe we get rid of everything. Just let him play whatever he wants. No. That's definitely not the right play here. If he has another Squee, we can make him discard it. Yep. And then we can kill his next Squee. His hand's just full of Squees. Which, I mean, look at this. Godric. Yikes. Alright, I guess we'll have to kill Godric. How many cards in his graveyard? 3. This will be 4, right? Big 2. Now we get a land. We'll make him discard, or we'll make him sacrifice a creature. He'll have his Feldon.
When I
So we
win,
make him discard his last
you're
card.
telling me what you know about the Raven Man.
Because if I make him sacrifice a creature, right, he'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll have exactly 5. Actually, if I make him discard, he'll also have 5. So, will he have a land? That's the question. This also keeps my Liliana alive.
You won't be outsmarting me.
He has the land. Top deck everything perfectly. Do we have any way out of this? I guess the only way out is Sheoldred. That's not nice, huh? Maybe the Painful Quandary isn't going to help us out. What else? The End isn't going to help us either.
Knew this was a waste of time.
Land's definitely not going to help us. Alright, GG. Mono Red does Mono Red things. If we went first, it would have been a different game, obviously. But we don't. We don't go first. No cut downs either. No. Just ban that deck already. Nobody likes playing against that deck. Anyone who plays that deck is actively just trying to stop other people from playing Magic. I don't know why that deck exists. And they release new cards for it. Like, Godric goes perfectly into that deck. I just don't understand why. Obviously, Magic is no longer fine-tuned. For people who like playing Magic, it's just about money. Alright, enough being salty. Let's play against Vieja. Opponent goes first. 4 lands. So, kind of have to keep. No removal, though. Our deck is full of removals. 3 cut downs, 3 go for the throats. It's a lot of removal. Dread Fugue is not a great card at the start. So we're not going to do anything until turn 3. And by then, I don't know if this can help. Alright. This is a pretty easy, thing to put back. I don't know if it's an easy keep, though, since we only have 2 lands. I guess I should count my blessing that I didn't keep that first hand. What can he play on turn 2 that he doesn't want to attack with? No place? It's interesting. That's definitely one way to play the game. Lightning Strike. I mean, this mono red is so annoying because it's okay. It's not mono red. It is mono red, but it's not. Maybe, I don't know. Stroke of Genius is a weird card to have in your mono red deck. Top deck land whenever you need it, right? Play your Kamano. Just do it. Yeah. The thing is, against this deck, you basically can't miss the beat. Because it will always have whatever it wants. And you just have to kind of eat it. I'll block this. And then I'm not going to draw my land. I do draw my land. Okay, good. So, if that's the case, face more Skitters, please. Right, take out your Lightning Strike. Is he going to play Godric? 4 mana. What can he come out? Oh, no. He's just scarring his hand. Wait, no. It's a 5/6. Interesting way to play the game, I guess. Why don't you not have that 5/6? What are you saying, huh?
Enough with the mysteries.
How about if you don't have that 5/6?
Sacrifices must be made.
And then how about you don't also have this Ren's Resolve? Take 1. What's wrong with this deck, drawing lands-wise? Like, we've always been land short. I think Mana Screw isn't fun. Ah, okay, scrap. This one is gonna kill my Liliana, no matter what. Because when it dies. Or you can just do that. Like, I don't recommend it. Where's your damage gonna come from? Alright, I can't make him discard anymore. I could cut down the Kamano. Put it down. Alright, take out the play with fire. You can definitely block me. I doubt he would, but he can. Godric is a good draw. Secure Godric. Enjoy that 1 damage. Must be so good. Kill my rat? Okay. Go for the throat? Fine. You know, if I had a 4th land here, this would be a different game, but... Nope. I'm not turning off the shields. We got low Skitter, we got cut down and go for the throat. Should be able to kill whatever he has. But I will turn on the shield next turn, because then the clock is fast. Alright, that's 7 damage, plus 1 more. It'll be 8 damage, 7 plus 8 is 15. Yeah. Oh, GG! Take that! I didn't say hi to Mono Red, and I will say good game, because I'm a better player than you are. Get out of here, you. Alright, that's the showing of the Mono Black discard. As you can see, a lot of the games, actually, the discard ability did came in clutch. Without the discard abilities, I don't know how good we can have in those matchups, just having removal. But forcing, it's not really that the discard cards themselves are that great, but it's the psychology. If you have the discard abilities in your deck, the entire time your opponent, whenever they draw a card, they're thinking about how they can get rid of that card from their hand so that it doesn't lose the entire value by being discarded. And that will push them to make mistakes. That's how we win. But every single one of our games, we've been mana short. And that was painful. But the idea is that the deck only runs 24 lands. Maybe that's why. The thing is, the whole deck is more or less all the way up to a 4-drop. A lot of it is 1 or 2 drops. Only 1 5-drop, and there's only 2 off in the deck. So, more or less, the deck should be able to play with just 4 lands in play. And it should be able to do what it's supposed to be able to do if you draw 3 lands. 3 lands can get you most of the cards out, and then you can last long enough to draw your 4th land in like 5 turns. That should be fine. That's the idea of the deck. Of course, on Arena, you gotta play a different style. Just try your best, and I do think this is a fun deck to play in the metagame because it definitely, it's a different kind of an attack on your opponent. Instead of attacking their board, instead of just attacking their hand, it's psychology, you're attacking their mind. You're making them make mistakes, and sometimes it's fun to do that. That's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me. I will see you guys next time.